The SitRep podcast is sponsored by Black Site Studio, the creators of incredible pre-colored terrain. Whether you're looking for terrain in 28 or 15 millimeter, they have a wide selection just for you. No matter the type of game, Black Site Studio has exactly what you are looking for. They have new releases all the time, and their catalog continues to grow. So the next time you're considering new terrain, jump over to Black Site Studio, and you will find just what you need. Remember to let them know you heard from us. Black Site Studio, the official sponsors of the SitRep podcast.
You are listening to the SitRep Podcast, your home for everything related to modern wargaming. Whether it's reviews, rules analysis, play-by-plays, hobby time, or even gameplay videos, we will bring it all to you. And now for your hosts. From England, we have Ralph. From the Great White North of Canada, Chris. Our historical editor, Big Jim Oriskany, and G, both from the United States. And now, sit back, relax, and get ready for the ultimate ride into modern wargaming.
We're here. We're all here. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the live broadcast for all our Patreon subscribers. I finally figured out how to do this. It's freaking amazing. Just one of those things, I guess. I got to be better prepared next time, and that's totally on me. I apologize. And let's start this show and get it going. So this is G from the SitRep studio here in the United States with Marty.
What up?
And joining us on the other side of the big old pond is Ralph and Gaz.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
All right, so thank you for joining us on this show. I'm hoping everything is working out like it's supposed to, hopefully. So we shall see. Okay, yep, it's working. I can hear it. Okay. All right, so we got a lot of talk about this week. It's been a couple weeks since we were going live, and I'm hoping Jim joins us at some point. Sorry, everybody. We've had all kinds of computer issues this morning. I think the coronavirus has invaded my computer system, but we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So puberty, it's hard.
Yeah.
First things first, 13 days to 13 hours. Hey, Bob Ross, the painting guru, you've been painting some crazy stuff. What's with this juicy thing?
I don't know. Ask the people that were in the chat all night. It seems to be, ever since I had to do the basketball jersey, it seems people are asking more and more of me now.
And I'm loving it.
It started out with just flip-flops, and now we're going crazy. I don't even know what it's in relation to, but they requested it. I tried to do, well, initially they wanted black sort of edging and white lettering. And I attempted that and realized very quickly I am not able to do that. Yeah. Reversed and just re-blacked it out straight away. So there was a tactical retreat during the painting session the other night.
Nice.
But yeah, we're cracking through them. I think I've got 3 left that I have here at the minute of the 13.
Yeah.
I've got one light support weapon left, and I've got 2 models that I really like. So I'm looking forward to, I might put a bit more time into them. One of them's the leader, for example. So
excellent.
I'd like to put a bit more time into them.
Excellent.
Very nice.
I know, you're doing amazing work.
It's hopefully at some point in April, they'll packaged up in a box and sent over the pond to join forces with the African militia that is strangely in your basement.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it done. I wanted to do it before I forget. I wanted to give a quick apology and shout out to Tim over at Footsore Miniatures USA. I know in the last show I said, I'd ordered some vehicles and somehow the order got canceled. The kind gentleman did not cancel my order. He just sent them to me sans free.
Wow, yeah, look at that.
So we got the vehicles here. So we will be painting them up on next Thursday's episode. Marty and I are going to be doing vehicles.
Yeah.
So we'll be rocking and rolling on those, get those all painted up. And then hopefully we can finish up on any miniatures we got to do. And then we can start on the actual terrain.
And our, as G said, our everlasting gratitude to Tim over at Footsore. Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Yes, very kind. So this is turning into a multi-company project. You know, we've got Footsore Miniatures, we've got Spectre, we've got Skirmish Sangan, we've got Black Site Studio, our major sponsor. They're going to be sending us some materials. We need to follow up with them, Marty, and get our stuff going there. Who else do we got? Sarissa Precision.
It's going to be Home Depot when we go to get the board to put all this on.
So, we're cooking along. Jim has been getting all, the transit game all up and going, and I'm really looking forward to this project come together. We got to update the timesheet. Have you updated your portion there, Gaz?
No, I suck at that. That's why Jim always has to go at me.
I got to do mine too. So, so this coming Thursday, Marty and I will be on the Brew and View, and we'll be painting up vehicles.
Are you cranking out your airbrush for the vehicles?
I think I am. I think the airbrush is coming out.
Yeah, it's much easier.
Yeah.
It really does save time. It saves so much time.
Yeah. I agree. And on top of that, I wanted to let everybody know on the update on our Patreon subscribers swag, if you will. Right behind Marty where he's sitting, there are a whole gaggle of Sergeant Sit Rep is what we're calling him now.
It's a platoon's worth over here.
So they're all finally printed and done, and we'll be shipping those out here shortly. And so we changed his name from Sergeant Rock because that one's already been used.
Yeah.
And so we're going with Sergeant Sit Rep. So, cigar smoking, one-handed rifle bearing, God only knows what it is. And he's going to be making his way to all our Patreon subscribers soon. And Marty, what do you got sitting in front of you there that's a sample? Well, it's not a sample, but it gives you an example of what else Patreons are getting.
So I made a little trip to the SitRep store on Zazzle, and I am now wearing the official SitRep sweatshirt. So
Nice.
I'm super excited about that. So now I'm in uniform. But I also have the official, long story short, Oriskany shot glass for our drinking game, which is why I'm missing Jim. I mean, I know it's it's 10:30 in the morning here, but I would not let that stop me. So
Exactly.
And I got a coffee mug coming too, but it comes from a different person, so they didn't arrive at the same time.
Yeah, the sun's over the yardarm somewhere.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
With coffee, it's still classed as coffee.
I've got that going too, of course.
So, yep, he's got his Life for Juice mug on the way. Got my official SitRep mug right here.
Yeah.
So, guys, we got to get you mugs sent over to you. We'll get those on our way over to you guys. So, during this time, I know it's later in the day for you guys, so you can have your tea or your brew, if you will.
Yep.
So everybody will be, rearing to go. Also, on other news, you guys may, if you follow us on Facebook, might have seen a very interesting announcement about 2 weeks ago that came out, totally by surprise to us here at the SitRep. But John Chang, is he the creator of Black Powder Red Earth, or?
Yeah, I think it's creator / owner / editor, writer. I think overall guru is probably the best way of saying it.
So, interesting thing is I got a message. Was it from you, Ralph, asking about that, or Marty? I can't remember.
I sent you something.
Was it not Gaz? Because it wasn't me.
Okay, and then it must have been Marty. Marty sends me this thing going, are we doing something at Adepticon? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he showed me the picture of the ad that John Chang had put up, saying he was going to be at Adepticon signing books or whatever it is, and that he's going to be doing a special event with the SitRep podcast. And I went,
all right.
That's news to me. So I reached out to the guys and said, hey, did anybody set something up and forget to tell us? And no, nobody knew what we were talking about. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, just kind of wondering, what did you have in mind? Who did you talk to? We're happy to help, but kind of need to know what's going on. And what it turned out that he misread an email from the other group what's the other group? Ralph, help me.
Rules of
Engagement.
Guys.
So I guess the guys from Rules of Engagement sent him an email, and somewhere in the email it said sit rep, like an actual sit rep. And he confused it with the Sit Rep podcast, so he thought we were going to be doing something. So,
although that is great, when he hears the word Sit Rep, the first thing he thinks of is us.
Exactly. So lo and behold, I chatted with him a little bit, and we're gonna have a phone call with him on Monday night. We've been bouncing back and forth trying to get calls in. Work's been kind of brutal to both of us. So Monday night we're gonna get on a Skype call, and we're gonna talk about what Sit Rep podcast is actually gonna do with him at Adepticon. We're actually something's happening. It's going to be real. And I will have to reach out to Steven from Spectre and see if we can somehow work out a team of the Red Ember. Is that what it's called, Ralph?
Yeah.
Red Ember team?
Red Ember team, yeah.
From Black Powder Red Earth, and see if we can do some kind of promotion. And I don't know what we're doing yet, but something's coming down the pike. We only got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I think when he said he was because the Black Powder Red Earth guys, they posted up on their Facebook page that they're going to be at Adepticon. And as you said, there's book signings. I think they're showing off the game that they've developed.
Yeah. So maybe we can do an exclusive preview of the game.
Yeah. Or,
awesome.
Do some sort of Let's Play or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he's also, I know for a fact, on their thing that would be mentioned as well, is because he's been, I don't know if they still are, but he's been in Japan a lot because they're looking to do an animated series.
Awesome.
As well.
Oh, wait a minute. He's been in Japan?
Well, not recently. This was last year. I don't know how that's gone on, but they were looking at getting animators and writing scripts and things, doing an animated Black Powder Red Earth as well.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That would be cool.
But yeah, the Ember, the Team Ember is a really nice set of miniatures.
Excellent.
The 6 minis, they are a set of minis I do recommend anybody that just wants, even if it's not for Black Powder Red Earth.
You have them, don't you, Rob?
I do have the 6 minis because they're Spectre minis.
Nice.
Yep.
Spectre. Just give me all the Spectre minis.
All right. So anybody else have anything news-wise before we jump into the meat of the podcast?
There was... PS posted up some pictures. I don't know if you saw them.
The book?
Not of the book. He posted up some shots of the 10mm chieftains.
Oh, yeah. I saw those as well.
And the book's going out to print this week.
Yeah.
I think he said. So
those chieftains look really nice. Those are turning out really well.
Yeah. I think if I hadn't have got the whole kit with the Battlefront, Battle Group North Tag, if I hadn't bought the whole lot with the minis, I might have held off and just got the rulebook and possibly bought the Team Yankee minis just for the slightly bigger scale. But the 10mm look really nice, so I'm not worried about that at all. It's just now trying to find some 10mm helicopters.
Yeah. Well, I imagine they'll be coming out.
Oh, they probably will be coming out.
Yeah. So it's nice to see another option. I can't wait for my set to come in. That'll be definitely down the road. Guess outside of painting like a maniac, what else have you been doing hobby-wise?
Not a huge amount to do with war, sort of real war gaming, shall we say.
Yeah.
I'm doing there's a little painting competition at my local store, so I've been supporting that by putting a miniature together each month.
Nice.
So that's sort of been what I've been concentrating on. Although I did see last week, bad news for you, I suppose, G. They've started doing testing on the Sikorsky Boeing Defiant, the replacement for the Black Hawk.
Yeah. That goofy looking double prop pusher. I don't know.
From a miniatures point of view, as well as someone posted up, and I can't remember where it was posted up, but there is going to be a 1/48 scale KA 25, I think. The Russian Havoc.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
1/48 scale mini. A new 1/48 scale kit coming out.
Just like a model kit or for a game?
Yeah, it's a bit like, it's a model kit. It'd be like the the Academy stuff we use and Italia stuff we use for terrain pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a new Russian one coming out because it's really difficult to get a hold of that either the Havoc or the other one. They're like hen's teeth, as rare as rocking horse.
Well, if you're into that Soviet piso shit, more power to you.
Wow.
I'm just thinking for my Spetsnaz.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good setting. Don't worry, we'll blow that thing out of the sky. One little man pad. We'll take care of that piece of crap. No, I don't even fly that thing in DCS world. I refuse to fly a Soviet plane. Can't do it. Just can't do it.
It's just with it being a kit that's very rare.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, it's nice that people are expanding out.
People are doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, joking aside, it's nice to see you have options. Even in DCS world, I tried flying the Frogfoot. I couldn't do it because all the controls are in Russian. So I don't read Russian. So, how the hell am I supposed to know what it's saying? So I stay away from it. Mm. But, no, it's nice that there's options for that because, I keep seeing the pictures of the greatest game table ever. It's the, is it the Chechnya or Stalingrad table? I can't remember now, but,
the Stalingrad table. Yeah.
It looks
that
really
War
good.
Games Illustrated did with all of the underbits as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got all the sewers. Yeah. That's Stalingrad. Just look at that and you go.
Speaking of War Games Illustrated, they're looking for a project coordinator. If anybody out there is looking for a job, they're looking for a project coordinator director. So I'm like, but that means I'd have to move to England. And then I couldn't bring my guns. And, well, that's
deal breaker.
Done.
Nope.
Sorry, ain't happening.
America.
But technology's great, so you may not need to move to England, you see. You can Skype. And
that would be, I wouldn't mind doing a remote thing, but, it'd be nice. But, I know you'd have to travel over there so many times, because you are the project director. But, I mean, I'm not opposed to living in England for a little bit, a little while.
I didn't understand what you were saying, G.
What's that?
Your horrible foreign accent.
Yeah, you talk funny.
You talk funny. I always find that amazing when I go over to either Ireland or England, and they're like, "I'm sorry, your accent." What accent? The most accent I got is I got a Chicago accent, and say sausage or something,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's funny to hear that we have an accent, but yeah, it is what it is. We always think we're the normal people of the world.
It's true. I mean, it's the American perspective. We think the rest of the universe revolves around us.
Let's talk about the American perspective for a minute.
I apologize. I have no idea where this is going, but I'm sure it's not going to be fun for anyone.
All right, so I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant because I can't. I'm controlling the board. That new Tom Hanks movie coming out, Greyhound.
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
It does.
I don't know a lot about the Atlantic crossing other than we moved a lot of crap from the U.S. over to England to help support the war effort early and then throughout the war effort. And, my understanding is it sounds like it's, kind of based upon the events. Other than that, I didn't know anything about it. So a friend of mine who's English posted on there, this looks interesting, and then somebody else reported, yeah, it looks interesting, but it's very Yankish. And I went, What the hell does that mean?
Haters.
What does Yankish mean? Can you guys explain to me what Yankish means?
I think what he means is the rewriting of history in movies.
It's been Hollywood. Hollywood has made it look better than
Hollywood
what actually
eyes is
happened.
probably what he means. Because
Lone Survivor is a perfect example.
I was thinking earlier than that. Was thinking you 517.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about U5. That was kind of a crappy, dramatic Hollywood movie. That wasn't. But what does Yankish mean? Does that mean we're like over the top and?
It means that since we've won all the wars, we get to write the history.
Oh, is that what it means?
Means the truth's not always good enough.
So we're not going to count anything after, say, 75, but
Never happened.
Yeah,
They just picked him up. That's an example, I suppose, of taking a really strong story and needing to finish it a certain way to fit the audience.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't take offense to it. Okay, I lie. I took offense
yes,
to
you
it.
did.
Because I'm like, what does
I like
that
how you started
mean?
doing I'm going to rant, and then told us this first, and then come back with, I didn't take any offense to it, though.
We'll start this off with, this is my rant because I own the board.
I'm like, come on, guys. If it hadn't been for us, you guys might be eating Wiener Schnitzel. I mean, come on, seriously.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with schnitzel, but
it's part of this whole. I'm going to go on a small tirade about the culture that we seem to be in at the moment, and the way technology is perpetuating that culture. Okay. And I think that's part of the issue. Is things like keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it, it's a movie. Mm-hmm. It's meant for entertainment. It says it's based on, or it's inspired by actual events. It's not saying it's based on it. It's not it's
not documentary.
So it's inspired. So it's a Hollywood movie to bring people in and escape from reality for a few hours.
That's got an underlying message or an underlying story that's based in fact.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, if you're going to drag, if it's depending on what age range it is, if it's a 15 or whatever, kids of 15 might be going to see it and know nothing about history.
Yeah.
It gives them at least a little bit of knowledge, not necessarily the whole thing. And then if they're interested in go and research, and that should be the part of some things like this, Yeah.
See, Ralph, now
Hollywood movie, it's going to be, big visual effects, and it does look amazing. It really does. The ship combat and stuff looks absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and and just looks really, really, very visual, which is what you need for something like that. But at the end, you're paying your $10, $20 over there, 10 to 15 quid in the UK to go and be entertained. That's all we want.
Exactly.
See, Ralph, you hit on something that's going to cause my rant to start now, because you hit the nail on the head that somebody may be seeing this and they have no background in the history at all, and then they could they get a flavor for it, they could be entertained by the movie, and then go do some research. The problem is there's so many lazy, low information people out there that don't do any of that, and they're like, well, I saw it, so this is the way it is. Like, dude, crack a book. There's more to it than this. This was a dramatic representation of some of the events that may have occurred during that time frame, and again, loosely based, inspired by real events. But go find out about the real events, and people just don't seem to do that anymore.
Yeah,
and that
even if you're not going to crack a book, open up the Google.
Yeah. It's not that hard to find information these days.
Go and look at something. Instead of being fed information from this small little box, there is other information out there that helps.
It's interesting that we keep coming back to sort of World War II, though, more modern conflicts, some of which went on for longer than World War II.
Yeah.
I think Afghanistan's now the longest war, isn't it, for the US? Yeah. So, we've seen the likes of Jarhead and some delve slightly
into Iraq as well.
Yeah. TV series that rocked it. That was good. Mm-hmm. You've seen some of the real documentaries, Restrepo.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some really good ones out there, but we do seem to refocus all the time backwards to World War II. I watched 1917 the other day. Loved it.
Did you? Was it good?
The way they filmed it, I understood they'd filmed it in a certain way, but didn't really know what that meant until I watched it, and it's absolutely amazing from that perspective.
They try to get a lot of one camera shots in it.
It's only one camera shot.
Really?
No, there is some shots which were multiple camera shots that were edited together to look like a one camera shot. But the vast majority of the film was one camera.
Yeah, I thought that's what they meant in actuality, that everything you see doesn't flash to another perspective. I don't think it does in any part of the film. It just, essentially, you could be on like a roller coaster ride because there's no deviation from the visual, even with the editing. That makes sense. You're always looking at it from that perspective, which was something I'd not seen before, if I'm honest.
Just going off on a small tangent, I've been watching some YouTube stuff on how they've been filming The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
That is insane how they filmed that. Now, they're using the Unreal game engine, which I think DCS might be based off, as virtual sets. And what they're doing is on the soundstage, they're putting huge digital screens, building into the digital screen. So there's a scene where you've got the Razor Crest, which is the ship, on a space station. Okay. And so the only thing on the soundstage is a built version of the Razor Crest and some scatter terrain, as we would call it. The rest, all the background and everything is being modeled inside of Unreal and using basically wherever the camera positions, the background can be rotated and moved accordingly. It's just insane how they've done it, and it looks absolutely incredible. They've just used the gaming engine, went, sorry, we'll use this gaming engine because it can do it, for what we want to do. And then they started, then in the interview Jon Favreau did, said, we started building shots on how we want to use the technology. So the technology was driving some of the imagery and some of the shots that they put into the TV series. It's just insane what they're doing now with that type of technology.
Yeah, it is amazing what they can do with that kind of stuff these days. But I think it's amazing.
So now, as long as the storyline doesn't jump the shark along the way, we'll be set, because they signed for 5 more seasons.
What? Really?
I heard they'd only done 2 initially because they've just finished wrapping on season 2.
Right, but I think they
tweeted out.
I think they have agreed to do with the studio and such. I think they've already purchased 5, so they're going to continue filming. And like I said, hopefully the storyline stays good. I enjoy that show very much.
So do I.
So please don't jack it up.
So basically, it's a space western.
Yeah.
So, which is right down my alley, because I love westerns. So,
my analogy was a little bit. I know it's a little bit off topic. Was Lone Wolf and Cub.
Not familiar with that.
Have you ever seen a really bad 80s movie called Shogun Assassin?
Probably. If it's a bad 80s movie, we've probably seen it.
Yeah. It's about a samurai. Well, it's about a samurai warrior whose family is killed, and the only one's left is his little boy. And he wheels him around in a cart.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. It's based on a comic book series called Lone Wolf and Cub, and it's basically about this merciless samurai and his son going around Japan, getting revenge against the people that killed his family, plus also, because he's a Ronin, he can work for people and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's very much, if you think about the way the Mandalorian's set up, it's very much like that as well.
Huh. Right. All right. Well, we'll have to check that out.
I was going to say, now I got to go look it up.
So on some more interesting news, Gaz, I have another project for you when you come over with us.
Oh, dear.
It's the Harry Potter models that haven't been touched since you left.
Harry Potter models that are still sitting here primed from when you left, are still sitting here ready for you to come back for.
Yeah, 3 of them have at least got their faces painted.
But no, seriously, I am backing the Alamo from Sons of Precision.
Saw that,
The whole
that's going to be an
thing.
interesting one. It's quite a big old set as well.
Yeah, so the whole kit and caboodle. I went all in on that baby. So I cannot wait for that one.
Suppose.
I'm telling you, that's going to be great, and that'll make a good project or a let's play or something.
Great.
Once we get through 13 days. So
check it out then.
That's a nice Kickstarter as well, because I looked at it.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Kickstarters, not back to many at the moment. But you look at it and you go, oh, well, it's drug cartel buildings.
Yep.
You could use them for the Middle East.
Yeah.
You could use them for that as well.
Yeah.
As well as being, so from modern right the way down and through history. You could even use them, I guess, if you're looking at, say, Blood and Plunder.
You could?
Yeah.
Sort of around the Spanish Main and the south coast of Florida, I guess.
Yeah.
You could do things around that. So yeah, it was just a really nice set. I was surprised they went to Kickstarter with it.
Well, it's a big project, and I think the only reason they went to Kickstarter with it because it is such a big project, and because of the design of it, they were kind of possibly worried how well it would be received, you know, and because the people are. Why put a lot of time and effort into it if it's not going to be something a lot of people are going to buy into? I don't know. I mean, to me, it's kind of a niche thing, which is fine because I love the Alamo. I've watched my favorite version, which is the John Wayne version, which before anybody yells at me, I know it's not 100% historically accurate. It's more of Hollywood drama, but it's John Wayne and can't go wrong there. Huh. And then I've watched the actual Alamo movie that's, 4 hours long? You know, it's longer than John Wayne version.
Is that the one with Billy Bob Thornton in?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's as long as the actual siege of the Alamo.
So, I mean, I love that period of history. So anything, you know, where it shows the United States trying to, you know, become its own country and stuff. So as we grew, I really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like a really nice kit. You know, now you're getting all the walls and there's some resin pieces included now, and then the game floorboards, those tiles. So it'll be a nice project. I can't wait.
That's a lot of models, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How many are we talking realistically? Are you going to play it in a wave form? Because there's no way we can do enemy forces to attack all four walls at the same time and have them in the however many thousands turned up.
What? What do you mean? No, we can't do that.
Have you not seen G's driveway?
Be here by the time they're finished. That's a lot.
I'm not liking your negativity there, Gaz.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was over 100 allies.
There was 180 guys.
You've got 180 to do. How many have I got to do?
Well, for the Mexican army,
3,500.
Santa Anna's army, there was 15,000.
Yeah, it was a pretty big force.
It
was overwhelming, as they say.
I'm trying to find the updates because what's that?
Who was there? I know.
Davy Crockett.
David Crockett was there. Was Jim Bowie?
Jim Bowie. Yep.
Jim Bowie.
And then Travis. Let's see.
Did you see? Speaking of Western, did you see that God's Eye game announced a gunslinger game?
I saw a mention of it. Do you know anything about it?
I can't remember if I sent you an invite to their Facebook page because I've got a Facebook page coming as well for it.
I got one.
I did. I sent one to Gaz. So they're going to be announcing more as it comes up, but it looks like they've got campaign rules. There's going to be 10 factions in it as well.
Okay.
So you can run, like a continuing campaign or have just one-off skirmishes.
So is this a miniatures game or a RPG like Ghost House?
No, it's a miniatures game.
Oh,
it's a miniatures game, like because it's got the guys behind Contact Front.
Yeah.
So they're doing what's called Gunslinger's Paradise is the name of the game.
Do you think they'll send us a copy of the rulebook after we talked about their last game?
Only but ask. And the other one, of course, is did you see Pierce is testing his Vietnam rule set?
I heard that. That's cool.
Yes.
We're going to need to build another building just for game tables.
Oh, okay.
Build another building.
I was thinking.
Turns out that's easier than building terrain for me, so okay.
Well, I was thinking about adding on a standalone garage at the end of the driveway, like everybody else in the neighborhood has. We could just make that the game center.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But you could do garage on the first floor, and then loft is all
shop on the second floor.
Oh yeah, all hobby.
And we'll have a corner area there with a deadbolt in the floor with a 10-pound chain for gas.
Yeah.
And we'll give them buckets.
As long as I get fed, I don't want that.
It'll be just like being deployed. He'll be fine.
Mandalorian episodes when they're on. That's all I need. A drink drink's cheap. It's tea bags and hot water, and then now and again sugar.
As long as he's got Wi-Fi, he'll be fine.
Yeah, right. I mean, That way, we can chain him to the floor. He can't leave. It's work. No, all kidding.
Well, at least they'll never find me when they realise I'm there illegally and don't have a green card or anything, because they'll never know.
That's right.
Don't worry. The social justice warriors have assured that we don't go looking for them anymore around here, so you'll be fine.
I stand corrected. It wasn't 15,000 men. It was only 1,400 in the Santa Anna's army.
That's still a lot. That's a lot to print or buy. Although I do have...
It's a 9-to-1, isn't it?
To be honest with you, if we were doing the full Alamo, I would not do it in 28 mil. I would do it in 6 or 10. In that. But still, a 28 millimeter Alamo looks amazing. I cannot wait. It's going to be so cool.
It does need some weathering, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Well, that'd be an interesting thing to see how you approach that.
The Sarissa stuff's unpainted anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the one that they showed that was done and up and running, it was very shiny. And for somewhere like the Alamo, you'll definitely want to, and even for the Middle East and such, you do want to rough it up a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing's clean there. It's all dusty, if nothing else.
But I think the other one as well. Well, the other interesting one was with Pias's Vietnam rule set when that comes out. Because that's an ongoing campaign set. Because you'll create your platoon, and I think the way that he was sounding in the write up and stuff is each mission is like a month. So you're doing the full 12-month tour of duty.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. That's what you said. Yeah.
Within the game.
Really?
Yeah.
And then with 3 months to go, you get extended. That's what normally happens, isn't it?
I was gonna say, so when you get to month 10 and you start to get ready to out process, they're like, oh no, here's a set of orders.
But then there's the whole thing of the fact is that you've invested. Say, for example, you've got these rookies that have come in the game, say in the first month, and you've built time and you've got experience with them and stuff, and then you send them out on patrols, and it's month 10, and 2 of them die. You've invested all that time.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if you do that long-term 12-month campaign. What's that going to be like?
Yeah, that would be a neat mechanic whereby by month 10, essentially they're veteran soldiers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you lose a couple and you bring in some brand new rookies who have no experience whatsoever, throwing them into the mix of your platoon. That'd be a really nice dynamic.
Well,
so
it is what it is. So I was just looking over the Alamo. It's 20, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? 22 kits making a 1,200 millimeters by 1,100 millimeters area. I don't know how big that is. Why can't they do it in English?
That's 120
because they are English, so they use metric.
110 centimeters.
So 4 foot
by 3, roughly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right.
That's just the Alamo.
Yeah.
They need to put the army that's outside it.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, that's looking good. So this Vietnam thing sounds interesting as well. I mean, my luck, you get some really cool guy built up, and month 11, he gets whacked.
Yeah.
And you're like, son of a bitch.
So what was the average size of a platoon?
Of a platoon?
Yeah. That's what they're based on. Is it 12 or is it...
No, that's a squad.
No, that's a squad, isn't it? So it's 3 squads to a platoon, isn't it?
That's about
3 to 4. So you're looking at around roughly 50 to 60 people in a platoon.
Yeah.
With command and any support.
Assets as well, isn't there?
Yeah. So
the medic, the medic staff and admin, etc. So probably, what do you reckon? Actually, patrol-wise.
It was
40, just over, maybe around 40.
Yeah, about that. So
it's I think Vietnam's one that's quite tough to do tables for. You can get the you go to the aquarium shop instead, don't you, for stuff like that. But it's a very dense. It's more dense than I think probably any other gaming table in a lot of ways.
Well, you could go the route of rice paddies, so that's easy to do. And then you could do, there are ways to simulate jungle warfare. Or you could just say an airplane came along and used Agent Orange and just killed everything. So
lots of napalm.
Or napalm.
Or napalm, yeah. I've seen some really nice Vietnam boards, actually. I've seen some with rice paddy fields and stuff, and I've seen them with like the Firebase as well.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, Firebase Gloria.
Really well. And with all of the new 28mm Vietnam minis that seem to be coming out, I know Empress are churning them out in a rapid rate of knots, and so are Green Go 40.
Yeah.
I know that Empress did a set, and the 4 minis is, I can't remember all the names of them, but 2 of them is Joker and Cowboy.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder what that's from.
Apparently they're Marines.
And they are modelled the same, so you've got them with the glasses on, and what was one of the other ones Mother as well?
Animal.
Animal.
Yeah.
With the pig with the M60.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying poontang, and that should help out with a few people out there. If I'm going to die for a word, that word's going to be poontang. So yeah, it looks like they've delved quite deep then.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
That's right. No tupuku.
So there's a lot to go off of gaming wise. So yeah, we just got to finish up 13 days, get that game played. Don't know where Jim went. He's MIA today. So I can't make fun of him. I saw an amazing little video meme this morning on Marines. It was a kid holding 2 crayons just going spastic and then trying to eat them. So, typical Marine, crayon eater.
Yeah. Snack time. I'm glad to see somebody's feeding them.
Yeah. Hey, Ralph, I've been noticing you've been producing some pretty amazing cards for, some of the games.
Yes.
When are you going to send some our way, buddy?
I did.
Did you?
Yes, I sent you some for the 13 days, 13 hours.
You probably did, and I got to go back.
I'll vouch for that. I saw them as well, and they do look good. It's a shame you haven't.
Oh, ouch. Okay. So
I'm trying to do some I picked up I saw someone post on the Spectre game, and I thought, oh, that's a nice, cool idea. So I picked up the canoe set from Warlord for the amphibious raid. Uh-huh. So it's 2 canoes with 2 minis in each for the guys in the canoes themselves, uh-huh. And then for the dismounted minis. And I picked up the British sniper set as well to make a 6-man British commando unit to do like World War II Spectre with.
Uh huh. World War II Spectre, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why that?
I always like these canoe sets, so I thought, well, why not? And World War II was sort of the obvious area to sort of slot these because the World War II minis mainly.
Uh-huh.
But I used to play the Commandos game by EA, IDOS, which was, you had a set of specialists and you did a lot of stealth and sneaking around, infiltrating behind enemy line stuff. And I think World War II sets itself slightly better for that type of game.
Okay.
You can do it with say Korea or moving forward, but I think with the history that's there and the the list of commando raids like Saint-Nazaire and other things, just lets us have well. And these minis are based off the thing I sent Gaz. Gaz, can you remember what the operation was?
No.
Okay, the table has turned.
So thanks for being on the show.
Anyway, I'll do a search. There was a film came out in the 60s called Cockleshell Heroes. And it's based on a raid of British commandos that used Operation Frankton. And what it was the British commandos there was 12 of them initially. They were dropped off onto the sort of the Bordeaux side by submarine. And they then paddled upstream in canoes to then destroy German ships that were docked in Bordeaux. And only 2 of the 12 guys actually survived from the mission. And it was turned into a film with Jose Ferrer and Trevor Howard in. A vast majority of them were captured and killed, of course, for being spies and things. And it was 1942 when they tried to do this. But it's just a nice little 4 set of basically 2 canoes with 8 minis, and it's a really nice little set of minis that Warlord did. So, and I thought, I like Spectre. We'll do them with Spectre.
Okay, excellent.
See, now that we've branched out more into history, when I think of stealth, again, mine comes from a computer game in the same way yours does, but it comes from Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, which was the samurai period.
Lovely game.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely on my radar at the minute, is to sort of look at what games you can use for 28mm, because there's so much out there. Test of Honor, we're starting to see more and more. And with the recent Patreon that I backed, some of the models that I can print are actually Yumi Bowman and Full-Blown Samurai, Samurai Lord, etc. Mm-hmm. And yeah, doing a game where you basically have to plan a route in and the other person plans their patrol patterns, where they put the dogs that can track.
Yeah.
And I think it could make for an interesting scenario without quite dense scenery, but not a high model count for a bit of stealth gaming.
Yeah, because you could just grab the Japanese castle and stuff from Sarissa and things and just use that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options now. There's so many different companies that are starting to produce larger and larger sets, essentially, isn't it? But yes, having almost a death squad going into it, but the only priority is to kill the Lord. But he's got a patrol, he's got a bodyguard, he's got people that you can just disturb the chef as you move through a certain area because you didn't know they were in the area. It could make for some quite fun gaming, I think.
The other one I just thought of, sort of similar. It's not necessarily a stealth game, but is you could technically replicate 47 Ronin.
Okay,
yeah. Which was, how many people here know the story?
No clue.
You don't know the story. I don't know if it's true or not. This is the story is that there was a collection of samurai whose lord was murdered. He was betrayed and murdered. So for a year, I think, what happened was the samurai then dispersed throughout. Some become bandits, some becomes, Ronin, some become farmers and things like that. And then a year later, 47 of them got together and raided this lord's mountain, basically castle that had killed their lord.
Yeah.
And they basically butchered everybody inside of it and then committed seppuku. So they regained the honor for their master by killing the man that killed them, and then because they'd acted dishonorably, killed themselves.
Wow.
But there was 47 of them raided like a castle of like 300, I think. So, you as a gaming idea, that's a lot of minis.
Yes.
But as a game itself, or concept of a game, that would really well. You could technically run, because I know Test of Honor did it, run the 7 Samurai as well.
Okay.
You can double out and do Magnificent 7 as a Western to finish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Dead Man's Hand, name of the gaming company. Can't remember the name of the gaming company who do Dead Man's Hand. They do like the Wild West miniature sets, really nice minis, and they've got the original Magnificent 7, so the one from the 60s as a set. You've also got the new one that was done in 2018 with Denzel Washington and Chris Pine.
Yep.
As a miniature set as well.
Interesting.
So get those sets.
So I just wanted to do a quick shout out. Jamie M has offered to help us with our 13-day, 13-hour project. He's up there in Minnesota,
Minnesota, eh?
Yeah, Minnesota, eh? And he says he can 3D model and has a printer, and I'm the crazy nutter building a first-rate for Blood and Plunder for Adepticon. So he's working on a project for Plunder. So, Jamie, if you want to help out in our project, you are more welcome. And if you're going to be at Adepticon,
yes.
Marty, you mentioned something about a meetup, right?
Yeah, well, somebody had posted on our Facebook page, will there be a meetup at Adepticon?
Dang it. Now I got all this pressure on him.
So I said, We should do that. And that's as far as I got.
All right. So, Marty's our social director and brewmaster.
When we say brew, it's coffee or beer over here.
Right, yeah. Not tea.
Just to clarify.
We're not that civilized over on this side of the pond.
No, you threw it into the water, don't you?
Yeah. So, my issue is I can't tell if it's early enough or if it's too early in the day to drink booze or too late in the day to drink coffee. So
there is never that rule anywhere in this house.
I spend that quandary sometime between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. every day.
You can drink coffee 24 hours a day, and you can drink booze 24 hours a day.
Yeah, the people at work keep looking at me weird, though.
So, we'll definitely work on something. Marty and I will put our heads together. We really need to get Gaz and Ralph out here. Let's try and think about seeing if it's possible for next year's Adepticon. How about that? Obviously it's too, cool, too close now, but maybe we can start a fundraising campaign or something to help get them over here next year.
Yeah.
And we'll do up a big show.
Well, I think
because Cold Wars is not too far after or before. I got to look it up because we could do a Cold Wars too because that's all historical wargaming.
I think we could do something extremely casual at Adepticon.
Oh yeah.
This year, like I said, nothing more than maybe a meet and greet. We're not going to be, doing a let's play or anything. Are we doing a
live recording of sorts, G, from Adepticon again?
Kirk asked me from Miniature Building Authority. I need to reach out to everybody and see if they're available for that. Maybe we could do a meetup and recording at the same time so we can be interactive.
Yeah.
All right, so
we could take questions from the audience.
The guys from the other podcast, you're going to meet them.
Yeah, we're supposed to meet up with them too at some point. So, yeah.
How long is Adepticon again?
We weren't really supposed to do anything for the Adepticon. I'm going to have to reach out to Warren now. Fudge sickles.
Yeah, you should do that.
Well, yeah.
What's up?
No, I was just thinking the thing is it's
just do a casual film.
I think just casual.
Yeah.
I think what you could do is record the round table, not necessarily broadcast it live. And then, because the last one we did broadcast live. I remember staying up for it.
Yeah. We did.
But, just record it and then put it out as a special.
Yeah.
And then you could do the post-editing after that, if need be, if there's any post-editing needed.
Yeah, we have new equipment that lets us easily go live. We bought a new mixer that goes live, so I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Marty and I will come up some because it'll be Marty and I. So and if you guys,
Chris will be there too. He's already got his stuff laid on as well. He sent me his schedule.
Okay, so Chris will be there as well. So
he'll have nothing to offer.
You guys,
but he'll be
Ralph,
there.
you jumped in on the conversation last year a little bit. So
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
You can always split it between patrons live and everybody else later.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's probably
so take down the.
Yeah, so it's not Cold Wars, it's Little Wars. That's the one.
Yeah.
But that one's in the end of April, so we might be going to that one. I'll reach out to the Little War guys and see if we can do something with that because that's all military working. Yeah, so
they did one non-military game in this past sort of thing of their YouTube, and they did a Star Wars Legion game.
Yeah.
But everything else has been, because I do watch their YouTube channel, the Little War guys. There's some really interesting stuff in there, like is the Zulu table that they did.
Yeah,
Asawana.
Yeah. They do it? Really? I missed that.
It's 6 mil, maybe less.
It has to be for that size.
It's a very, very small scale, but they built a table. He built a table, and they've been talking about 3D printing as well. Actually, speaking of 3D printing, I watched a YouTube clip of a guy. I'll see if I can find it in my history, and he was thinking off this large bed 3D printer. Which works out, I think it was 12 inches by 11 inches.
Huh.
For a resin 3D printer, though. This is resin, not PLA. Yeah. It's $1,000 for the printer as well.
Okay, so I'm looking at the events that they have posted for Little Wars. They have Angola 79 in here. Somebody's going to do Angola.
Yeah, and dude, we got to go to that. It's in Lombard. That's
exactly.
It's like a half hour from us.
This is going to be played. Come on. Love that game. Desert Storm Skirmish. All right, we got Battle of First Bull Run. Battle of Lexington. That one should hit home for you guys. Sorry, couldn't help it. Couldn't help it.
Almost makes you wonder if it's worth painting your side, doesn't it?
Jet Age Korea, the bridges of Tokyo Ri.
Oh,
nice. All right, we're definitely going to this. All right, I'll reach out to the guys. So, all you people out there, the sit rep's going to be at Little Wars.
Yay.
Yay. We need sound effects. I got to get a soundboard up. I have it. I just got to get it set up.
Just need sound.
I just need sound. So, you guys have anything else on your plate?
Not really. I'll be trying to look for a copy of bloody Gladiator again.
Ralph, if I can find you a copy, I will send
the
it
Avalon
to you.
Hill one.
Yeah,
I wish
of course. Is there another version out there? Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Because I wish I'd never gotten rid of it. Because I think it would make a really interesting participation game.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if done with minis and by the Sarissa Coliseum.
Ooh, yeah.
Instead of using the standees.
Yeah.
You know, make a board which is basically that Sarissa Coliseum, the round one, grid it out as the game is, and then get some really nice probably I'm trying to think who do some nice Gladiator minis.
Arena Rex do.
That's
yes,
the one
they
I
do.
was thinking of.
They definitely do.
They're nearly always out. Some of them are always out of stock, and some of them are always in. But
that's who I was thinking of. Arena Rex for the minis.
Yeah, they are stunning.
Seems we're diversing our content.
Well, so
yeah, it should be interesting. I've been trying to find what scale. Well, not scale. So I've been looking at British troops, modern, and torn between White Dragon and Empress due to the Empress ones being more slender and less heroic.
Yeah.
But then I think it's their metal versus resin. So there's quite a few factors when you sort of sit down to pick what you want as a miniature.
But the interesting thing about the Empress ones are the changeable heads. So not only do you have the helmets, but you can do the black watch with the berets. You can do the paras with the berets. I've got a set of 8 painted up because my dad was in the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers.
Yeah.
So I painted up a set of them, and I did an additional one, and I gave it to him.
Nice.
In Desert DPM. So it's just basically a skeleton bone with some khaki over the top, for the blotches.
Yeah.
And did the beret and everything for him and gave him a mini with the Fusiliers, because there's a anniversary coming up in a couple of either this month or next that my dad's attending. They all get together and they do their anniversaries. And I can't remember if it's Aiden. It might be 20. Aiden was 66 to 67, so it might be an Aiden anniversary of some description. For when the British troops were over in the Middle East in there. So, but yeah, I quite like the Empress ones, I think, and they go well with their vehicle sets as well.
Yeah, I've started looking for sort of source material for photos, because I think the difference I'm finding is the Empress ones have got that rough edge that's metal, whereas the other ones have got the smoothness of resin. So there's that. And then I'm thinking, how do I want to paint them? Do I want to paint them almost not comic book, but that clean look, or do I want them grubbed up and dirty? And do I want them just to be in a military pose, which would mean helmets on anyway, or do I want them to be in base as well, which potentially, like you say, means berets on, depending on the threat level. So there's lots of interesting stuff. I've been trying to find models for MBC as well. Models that are actually wearing gear.
There's one that has NBC.
There is, and it's the New Zealand company. What the hell is it called?
It'll come to you.
It will. It's the ones that did the They did a set of Marine Force Recon that are slightly heroic scale.
Okay.
Fighting 15s is the website. Eureka Miniatures.
Yes.
Eureka, yeah.
Eureka do NBC. It's Cold War NBC.
Right.
So you're talking 80s, but they do full kit with the weapons sets and stuff.
Yeah, because doing sort of Iraq, I mean, when we're over there, you're in kit all the time because of the threat of Scud missiles with various chemicals in. But you'd rarely see a considerable force of miniatures, even at squad level, from all the various companies that do modern, that have either in, was it MOP is the US version, is it?
Yes. Yeah, MOP gear.
Or NBC suits for us, the old Romeo 3. So, yeah, it's interesting.
If you Google the Fighting 15s, and that's who do Eureka Miniatures in the UK. Yeah, because they're a New Zealand company, Eureka. You can order directly from them, or the Fighting 15s is the
UK
is a shop that sells in the UK.
Stockist.
Yeah. Hey Ralph.
What?
I just bought Gladiator.
Not for you. She bought it for herself.
No, not for myself.
Yeah, she's just going to put it on her shelf here with the other games and then send you pictures of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm looking for a copy that I can send you, Ralph. So I'll find you a copy. But yeah,
they've got. I'm just looking on that website, guys. They've got U.S. troops in MOP gear.
Yep.
2 minis. Well, sorry, one figure is 140.
Okay.
So you've got a guy here with what looks like it's a grenade. It's an M203 underneath the M16 in full MOP. There's a guy with a stinger as well and a law.
Right.
So,
happy days.
Because that's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
What they don't tell you is that particular figure is going to the chow hall.
That's true. The other interesting set they do have there is the Rhodesian Grey Scouts on them. They do 28 mil of the Grey Scouts, the guys on the backs of the horses and stuff.
Okay.
They do them from they do a set called the South African Wars.
Nice.
You can get those in.
Yeah, I'll have a mooch around.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. A lot of stuff.
So
there's way too much stuff.
They're doing Rourke's Drift.
Oh, there you go. So as
they're still stuck on Little Wars, I think.
Yeah, right. I mean, they got a lot of great stuff.
And they're gonna the Historical Gaming Society is gonna be at Adepticon, so
yeah, we'll hook up with them
there.
We will get us into this. Yeah. All right, I'm pumped. Woo.
So as the rookie to the group and probably the person with the least amount of gaming experience here, I don't know if I told you guys already, but when Spectre announced that they're restocking their starter kits, I was stalking them and got one. So I'm waiting for it to arrive, but I was able to purchase one. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I've got the rule set and their starter set of minis coming.
Nice.
Yeah. So
we still have that starter set sitting here for a prize.
And then because I have because we are looking at using Sanguine rules for 13 days, I figured I should probably learn them. So I bought those yesterday.
There you go.
Seemed appropriate.
Shall we put out a little announcement as well for people, just to say that if they in the UK and stuff, especially with Spectre and stuff, Spectre have announced this. They put an email out saying that due to the weather issues that we have had in the UK, that orders are delayed. They're being as processed as quickly as possible.
Indeed,
but the weather is having an effect on.
Yeah, please be patient. Yeah, they sent me an email last week.
Be patient with them. You know, there's been some people that haven't been, and I just want to say, be patient with small companies. It doesn't matter if it's Spectre or someone else, especially if they're based in the UK because of the weather and things. And especially now with the coronavirus popping up, that's just going to add on as well.
Yeah, if you don't like how the small companies in the UK are working, with their delivery or whatever or stockage, just wait and see what happens with all the stuff in China.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
because even if they have a stock made, when there's no boats leaving China, there's no stuff getting to the U.S. or the U.K. or anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it gets to you, it's full of coronavirus air. So there's that.
All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap up the show today. Any final thoughts? Anyone?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, how much more 13 hours have you got to do yet?
Approximately 29 hours worth.
We're probably in day 10. Somewhere between day 9 and 10 we have left. 9 days left.
It's going to say until we update the sheet. I'm not sure.
I have to look at the sheet, but we're probably somewhere we got about 9 to 10 days left.
Probably.
Time. So remember, that still includes play time.
Because I haven't done anything. I've been in a holding pattern waiting to do this technical.
So we'll be doing the vehicles on Thursday.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Are you going to do any broadcasting this week there, Gaz, Mr.?
I should do, yeah. I'd like to get the last non-important team member. The last, push him to the front, let him shoot a bit and see where the enemy positions are.
Is he going to have a red shirt on?
He's going to get it done this week. And then probably the weekend for one of the other two.
Okay.
I think I'll do the last two at weekends to give me up to... I'll just basically start at a time, and if it runs to 3 or 4 hours, it runs to 3 or 4 hours, and I'll sleep when I'm dead.
All right.
Cool. All right, guys. I want to thank you for joining us today. This is the live show. Thanks to those who joined us for the live show. I want to do a special shout out to Jamie for offering to help us. We look forward to meeting with you at Adepticon, and we'll see what you can do to help us with our 13-hour project. And to those who will be catching this at the recorded, we want to thank you for supporting us. Remember, on Patreon, you guys can help us there or get your official merch over at Zazzle. The sweatshirt looks amazing, Marty.
Thank you. So to find the sweatshirt, when you go to the store, it's not on that page.
Well, I got to figure out why it doesn't do that.
But if you scroll down, it was in the other items like this that people have bought or whatever that says it was down there.
Really?
And it still doesn't appear with the rest of the stuff. I don't know why.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.